Good morning and welcome to the Tradinformed live trading model live stream. We're here looking at the Excel live trading model, and with me today this morning is Ren Vallow. How are you today, Ren?
Good morning, Mark. Good, very good. Looks like the markets are excited this morning. So,
Yes, aren't
what
they?
strategy did you pick?
Well,
Which
so we've got the really exciting news for apparently for stock traders and index futures traders. We've bumped up about 2.5% on the Nasdaq, and we're about 9 minutes to the open in New York.
Yep.
So that was some exciting news. So I'm just going to have a quick look at my chart and see where we are. We're up about 290 odd
Wow.
points on the NQ futures, which we are going to be trading live soon. When I say trading live, we are testing this model. It's a demo version of the model. It is available for free. You can download the model that we are demonstrating today, the exact same model, and you can do this yourself. Today we're going to be testing on the 15-second time frame, so we're going to be testing it really quickly. The reason we're doing that is so we get lots of trades and we can demonstrate this. But there are lots of time frames available. You can trade on this. You can use this Excel model all the way up to the daily, maybe even a weekly time frame, I guess, Ren?
Sure, yeah. Basically any time frame you are willing to observe, you could do it.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this sheet of the Excel model. I'm going to press Control E, and if you can see on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we are now switching to green, and I'm going to just zoom in on this. And you can see we've just actually taken a trade, and I'll go through that in a moment. You can see that we are enabled and our latest trade is a bought. So we're testing a long only trading strategy today.
Yep.
And we're going to see how that does. The real purpose of us on today is we're just going to demonstrate how you can automate your trading strategies using Excel. So you can use all the benefits of Excel, all the formulas, everything you're used to in Excel, and automate your trading strategy. So Excel will tell you when you have a trade, when to exit the trade, and you will be sending your trade. The way we're doing it today is through Rhythmic, and that is predominantly a futures-based piece of software. Are they actually a broker, Ren? I always forget
No, they're
this.
not. They're not a brokerage. So they only provide data, and they do provide a way to trade your with your broker, but they do not. They're not a brokerage themselves, so they don't broker the actual contracts. So they just record it.
Yeah. So what's happening here, though, is we're getting the trade, we're sending it to the CME, but it's only being executed. It's not going to the CME, but it's being executed at the exact same price as it would be for a live trade, for a real
Yes,
trade.
so they're sending back responses as they get confirmation from the CME that they got that quote. So basically, it simulates an actual trade in a very accurate way. In real trading versus the demo trading, the data streams come out really about the same. So the slippage and all that is very realistically represented here.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're doing here is we've got two strategies loaded in. If you've seen any of these live demos before, we've got two strategies. We've got strategy 1, momentum type strategy, and strategy 2, which is more of a mean reversion type strategy. But both of them have been designed for the NQ, which are the Nasdaq futures. And you can see here we're looking at the Nasdaq E-mini futures, which are very liquid. There are many different options available. You've got the micro version of this contract, which is very popular these days, and you'll get pretty good fills with that as well if you want to have a slightly smaller position size. That's at 10%, isn't it?
It
The
is.
micros.
It's 1/10 the size of a normal contract.
Yeah, the last time I looked, there was a lot of liquidity in these micro markets. So, which is good for traders to get more control over the amount of contracts you open, particularly in high volatile situations. We've seen a lot of volatility this morning. We've got 5 minutes to the open, so I'll show you on the screen at the moment. We've got strategy 1. I'm just going to zoom in here. I've got a checkbox here, which is strategy 1. The strategy 1 is a momentum style strategy. We're having EMA, a shorter EMA crossing over a longer EMA, and whenever we have an entry, we're going to take that trade. We've got a couple of different exit systems as well.
So yeah, so today I'm assuming you're going to go with strategy 1 because it's a momentum strategy to the upside, and we have pretty strong upward market.
Yep. So we've already had this huge move. We've had a couple of 100-point move at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, which was when this CPI news hit the markets. We've had an extreme reaction, and so we're going to see what happens when we have the full open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So whatever happens, we've got the strategy ready to go, and it's going to take some trades. We will get a signal whenever we take a trade. So we are, if you see this screen here, I'm just going to scroll over here and zoom in slightly. This is the trade that we got just a moment ago at 9:23. This always defaults to your local time, wherever you are in the world. I'm based in the UK. Ren, you're based in Mountain Time. So we all see a different time, but it corresponds to your computer's clock time.
Exactly. It looks like that trade was closed. Actually, we took it, and it was a time stop. It looks like.
Yeah, that would have been a time stop. I'll just check. Yeah, we've got the time stop set very low. So I'm just going to extend that out a little bit. So I'm going to go through some of the settings here. This is the part before the markets are open. We've only got a couple of minutes here, but before the markets are open, before anything's happening in your live account, you may want to optimize the strategy a little bit, and that will depend on your feel for the day, depend on past history, depending on the time of day that you're trading. So I don't normally adjust the EMA entries, but you can do that, of course. What I normally do is I have a look at the profit target and the stop loss. So you can see I can adjust this, and I go to here and I recalculate it, and you can see, I know it's a small window, bottom left hand window. You can see as I adjust this, we get changes to our capital graph here. Capital graph is based on the last 1,000 rows of data.
Exactly. So yeah, just kind of trying to optimize your chart for the day.
Exactly, yes. I mean, this can be based on the current data like we're doing here. So this is going to be the last 1,000 rows. So on the 15-second time frame, that'll be a couple of hours worth of data. But also, as you start to do this on a daily basis, you can get a feel for what's going to happen. You can look at seasonal patterns. You can look at time of day patterns, time of week patterns, and see the sort of ranges that you normally get and the appropriate profit target and stop loss. So I've set this to 40 points, which is fairly appropriate for the starting gun that we're going to see in just about a minute. Ren, you normally give us a signal.
Yep, hopefully it goes off today. Let's see. We got 1 minute to go, so we should hear it coming up. The bell should ring.
Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on the chart and see what happens. The moment here, I'm going to zoom in very slightly. There we go. It's taking that huge bar we had just about 1 hour ago. Yes. See what the initial move is and see if we get some trades as well. So we're currently not in a trade. Oh, we are. So I missed that one. So we did enter a trade just a moment ago. And if I scroll across here, I can see the current net profit or loss as shown by the model.
And we should be getting opening bell here any second. There we go. And it's off to the races.
There we go. So, yeah. He thinks we're going to get quite a bit of action this morning, and we're going to see if we resolve any of that move, if we retrace any of the large move we had an hour ago, or...
Sure, that's possible too. I mean, it could be a continuation rally, or it could be a retracement. So we'll have to see what how humans interpret the CPI number as opposed to the algorithms.
Okay, so nothing much yet. We've had a bit of a retracement. That's the thing about when we come in, we've already had the big move pre-market. It may well be that you want a particular type of strategy to exploit these conditions, maybe some sort of mean reversion strategy that looks to sell the highs, buy the lows. This is a momentum style strategy. So what we want to do, we want to see for this strategy to be profitable is a continuation of those trends.
Right.
To the upside. So we are still in that trade that we took earlier. Whatever happens, the strategy is going to be implemented based on how you programmed it and how we programmed it. So there's no fear of our emotions getting in the way unless we want to actually switch off the computer and just walk away from it. There's no fear of that. It's going to implement the strategy exactly the way we programmed it and exactly the way it was back tested as well.
Exactly. That's the good news. Like, we pick a momentum strategy for our morning trade on this particular day, but that may not be the best. So we're just it's gonna stick with that strategy, all the risk management that we pre-programmed into it and everything. So it's important to stay with the strategies that you know work too.
So that's the key thing, isn't it? Risk management is already pre-programmed into it. There's no chance of us saying, I don't trust this strategy today, so I'm going to widen my stops. Once we've programmed it in, it's going to do exactly that. Follow our instructions to the letter.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of automation is you can pre-program it, and so take the emotion out of the trading, which is the goal of automation.
Yeah. So while we're waiting on that trade, Ren, maybe we've had a bit of a fall there, I can see.
Yeah, a little bit of a retracement here, which isn't a total shock considering the market jumped up 2.5% before the opening. So that was a pretty big gap opening. I don't know maybe you've done some back testing in the past on gap openings that large, but I haven't. What do you think on that one, Mark?
Yeah, I have to say, gap up openings I see as a bullish sign, but what is going to happen in the immediate few minutes, which is what we're looking at the moment, I don't know. Usually my inclination is we may well get a retracement. So it could well be that we don't want to trade those first 5 minutes. We want to wait and see what happens and then activate the system.
Yes, yeah. So that's a good point. So, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It looked like a very bullish take on the market this morning, but this just a little bit of profit taking right at the open, probably for some.
Yeah. So things have to balance out. The people who have been forced to take the other side of the trades, or people have, as you say, made a little bit of profit, might want to get out. So there's always a bit of a balancing off very, very early. We're only 3 minutes into the trading day, so everything is to happen. I'm just going to zoom back out on the chart that you can see on the top left-hand corner of the screen. I'm just going to show a few more bars.
We call this the hockey stick pattern.
So exactly. So that is a very skinny hockey stick up bar there. We went up. These are 15-second bars, so we went up like a rocket. This would have been algo-driven trading, as we were discussing before we went on air today, Ren, and that will happen in seconds. Humans can't react to that sort of speed. Most of us can't react to that sort of speed. That was all done algorithmically. Since then, a few more seconds later, or a minute or so later, we've reached the prices we're at the moment. We see we got a lot of volume, considering it was before the markets were open, but we're starting to get some volume coming in now. And looking at this historical thing, we're pushing the lows a little bit, which is really not surprising at all to me.
I'm assuming our momentum strategy is not trading this particular moment, right? Is it?
So we took a trade, or we have taken another trade here. Yeah, so we took another one. So this is just going on as we're talking, as we're looking at this. We took another one at 9:34 a.m. So dead on 9:34 a.m. So we would have taken it in this little uptrend, So
Yep.
this is what our strategy is looking for, these upticks, and we want a resumption of the momentum.
Right. And again, we're just doing this time frame to demonstrate the actual trading of the algorithm, not so much how successful this strategy might be. It's just an example of a strategy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, our theory is that this momentum strategy might actually work better out of hours, out of the regular hours, because the trends tend to be, because of this overnight drift phenomenon, the trends tend to be to the upside. We tend to have a smoother trading, particularly the what we get at this open time is quite volatile, and it is difficult to execute momentum style strategies in a choppy market.
It is. Yes. I mean, it's really almost any strategy will fail in this kind of choppy
Mm,
environment. I don't know of any that still work. Yes. But it's a great example on how automation can still take the trades in a fast market. So you get to observe how quickly the market moves, and at the same time how quickly the automation responds.
mm. Yeah, so people might not be familiar with this Rhythmic Trader Pro software, Ren. Have you got any some advice for people? I know a lot of brokers do it. I know it's traditionally always been associated with the futures markets. Um, Anything more that you've got to say about that?
It's just a great platform for getting data in, and they do offer a totally well. You pay for the data, but they offer a paper account that records your trades as if it was trading on the CME. So it's not like your broker is recording it. So this stuff is very accurate, more realistic, I think, than a lot of other like simulated trading environments. This
Mm,
is about as accurate as I've ever seen. The data is fast, and the service is free for the first 2 weeks. If you sign up for a demo, you can demo our spreadsheet and the Rhythmic data platform. It connects to most brokerages. So I think it's a pretty good offering if you're interested in trading like futures. And those markets cover the currencies, everything, all the different markets you could want to trade. So I think it's a good option if you want to test this out. We could obviously adapt our spreadsheet to work with other brokerages like Interactive Brokers, anybody basically who can provide data, we can connect it to this spreadsheet. So it's not specific to Rhythmic, but it's just what we're using right now. It's a free service, and then if you sign up for the data, it's like $25 a month, which is pretty affordable for somebody. You don't have to have a funded brokerage account to test out all your strategies.
yeah, thanks for that, Ren. So, yeah, exactly. Just to echo what you've said, we're not affiliated with Rhythmic at all, but they have got a nice way to link Excel directly into their systems so that we're basically using that as part of our spreadsheet that we've developed together. My background is in the backtesting. That's what I love, strategy development, optimization. And Ren, you
Yeah.
brought
So
this
yeah,
to me initially. Your background is the development side of it and the algo trading side of it, isn't it?
exactly. Yeah. So I've developed some different algorithms, and we programmed it into Excel using VBA. Also have a Python version of this. So yeah, this is kind of like that's in my wheelhouse, and also doing the automated trading. So
Mm,
I saw the connection, and Mark and I put it together as one package, which I think is an amazing package.
mm.
It's a
So,
one
so,
stop
mm.
shop.
So the power you've got here is basically Excel. Like if you're an Excel user and you want to do any sort of Excel calculation, things that you can do easily in Excel, you can use them to enter a trade. So if you're using a technical indicator, for example, particular technical indicator, you can just put that into Excel and you can get the signals based on that. And that's all we were doing. We want to be able to help you as traders and who are aspiring traders to be able to take a strategy idea all the way from development through the back testing, the optimization process, and be able to trade it algorithmically and let the strategy, let the spreadsheet do the work. Here we're demonstrating on a very, very, very fast time frame. It's not our recommended time frame, but it means we get lots of action and we can demonstrate it to you very quickly in the context of a short live stream we're doing today. But there's absolutely no reason why you can't do this on a 15-minute time frame, 30-minute, the hourly time frame, even the daily. Like I mentioned at the start, you can switch this on for a short period of time and you can take the emotion out of it and you could just let the spreadsheet say, when to take a trade, when to exit a trade.
Yep. Yeah, I think
And
it's a,
and by the spreadsheet, I mean your trading rules, which is what we all aspire to, or should aspire to, as traders, to implement our own rules accurately.
exactly. I think it's a good marriage of different technologies. You get to do your back testing, figure out your strategy, and then let the system take care of the trading, so there's no emotions involved. So you can really make a decision on your trading the day before or during the weekend, and then when it's set, it's set. So yeah, I think it's a good marriage of technologies. It really helps. It really helps assist you. I personally have trouble hand trading things because I get emotional and then hold on to trades longer than I should, close them before I should.
Mm.
All of the things, you get excited and it just you pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, my classic is I read an article about something or other, and then
Yeah,
it makes me think, oh, I better close or open this trade.
yeah,
And usually that's completely the wrong time to do it. Sometimes it's the right time to do it, but often it's the wrong time. We're technical traders. We're using prices, we're using charts, we're using technical indicators, candlesticks, mathematical things, even patterns, which are difficult to program or more difficult to program. Um, they can be broken down to mathematical rules, numbers, and in the end, a binary yes, enter a trade, or no, don't enter a trade. And that's all it does for us. And we can do it all in Excel. So Matthew has put a question into the chat. Hi, Matthew. Where do I find out about connecting the spreadsheet to IB? We don't currently have that facility, Matthew. That is something that we're well aware of. As far as I'm concerned, Ren, that's our next target, isn't it? Because IB,
sure.
like Rhythmic, already have a method of connecting
They do.
Excel through
Yep.
VBA, I assume, directly into their servers.
They do, absolutely, and you can use this sheet with interactive brokerage. We didn't currently offer that service in there, but that's something that we looked at doing and probably will do if there's enough requests.
Mm,
But yeah, they take a little bit of coding effort to do it, but very small amount actually. I
mm.
played around with their spreadsheets and the connections, so it's doable. It's just one request, we would gladly do it. So yeah,
Yeah. So that is the next one on our hit list. What we're trying to do is get the spreadsheet in a condition that people can use it to trade their strategies and basically get the benefit of the whole package. But you're absolutely right. We do need to do that. We do need to introduce other brokers, and we will be doing so in the future.
yep,
So I'm going to have a look here at the dashboard. Now this is the trading and backtesting, or what I think of as the trading and backtesting and optimization dashboard. So you see we get things like the profit target, the stop loss. You can set these in terms of points like I'm doing today. There's a trailing stop as well. You can adjust the strategy itself, the strategy parameters such as the EMAs. You can add in a filter. These are all pre-programmed.
yeah, absolutely, and you
So
can also observe how your strategy is doing compared to the underlying market as well, which is really nice. Live.
exactly, yeah. And we do seem to have caught the volatility here. This is the thing with our strategy here. It does not particularly perform well in these choppy markets. These choppy downward markets in particular, it doesn't perform very well. But once it gets on a roll, once we start getting those nice up days, it performs well. 15-second time frame, as we've said before, it's just to get more trades in so we can see how it is working.
Absolutely. You get whipsawed a little bit at this time frame with the momentum strategy. Yeah. It looks
Yeah.
like we should be getting some trades here. I don't know. Has it taken one? I haven't seen any.
No, I think we're flat at the moment.
Yeah.
So you
Yep.
can tell we're flat at the moment through a number of different ways. The way I tend to do it is just go onto this backtest tab and you can see that we have no long trades showing here. And scroll up a bit to see when we entered our last trade. That was about 10 minutes ago actually. So
Yeah,
if
so
I
I
have a
just
look at the chart, I'm going to zoom in on that chart a bit more again. Yeah, I would have thought we would have taken a trade, but evidently we have not.
soon, I bet. If we continue with this little uptrend, I think we'll have
Yeah,
a trade. any moment. And you could theoretically display the moving averages on your chart. We haven't done that, but we could. If you put the 13 and the 3 on there, you would see when you're about to take the trade as well.
Yeah, there are all sorts of options available. Yeah, so yeah, we could actually see visually the 3 and 13 lines on here. We're calculating them. If I go back here, just taking a long trade there. So literally that moment, we're calculating the technical indicators in the spreadsheet itself.
Yep. So yeah, you could display those as well. We're just using the numbers at the moment, the mathematical numbers. Yeah, there you go. You can see them both.
Yeah.
The two
So I can see we just get a message here saying long, and if we scroll across here, we can see the prices. We can see the current net P&L, and we can see the trade entry price. So this is the theoretical entry price that we took of our trade. It's not the exact price. It's not reporting back the price we got for the...
Hey Mark, I was wondering how we lost our Zoom so quickly.
Let's have a look.
Bring my camera on.
Okay, yeah, I think we've just lost our Zoom. Let's bring that back on.
So what happened to our Zoom call?
Yeah, we should be back on again here. Did you want to rejoin again, Ren? Okay, so I'm just going to add you back in. Okay.
Join the Zoom again?
Yeah, join the Zoom again, Ren, please. Okay, so we can start that up again. So I don't know what the weather is like where you are at the moment, Ren, but it is absolutely sweltering here. Unusually so. I expect it's hot. So have you rejoined the meeting? So we've lost Ren for the time being. Just have a look. There we go.
So what happened, Mark?
I don't know. Yeah, it's timed us out for the Zoom meeting again.
Did they shorten it again to a lower time?
Oh, I don't know. I assume so. They're getting more and more difficult, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, I think so. It's just kind of ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, good practice. We're not obviously streaming experts, but
Right, anyway, so we're coming back up here. The price is edging back up. Let's see how that trade is doing.
Excellent.
Yep, so we're currently up on that. We're still getting the data streaming in. So we've got the theoretical entry point of 13,320.
Excellent. So here's a continuation that this is the kind of thing we're looking for.
This is exactly the sort of markets that we want to see.
Yeah. Just took a moment to reset.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, that's exactly what we want to see on this particular strategy, but it's not limited to this particular strategy. You can do whatever you want for the time frame you want, the type of strategy you want. We've spoken about this before. You can do it so that your strategy is based on the first 5 minutes, the first 10 minutes, the previous 10 minutes, whatever criteria you want. You can program them into your model. You can test the theory and then trade it.
Yeah, and so yeah, and you have I think whatever you've back tested in Excel is usually what you want to move forward with and do forward testing like we're doing today. That gives you a good baseline to work with your strategies, whatever they might be. Kind
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So Matthew, again, so is it just Rhythmic? You use TradingView to MetaTrade at 4, but would welcome the switch to use Excel. It is just Rhythmic at the moment, Matthew. Thanks for asking us about this. This is important. IB is definitely the next one. I know there's a lot of stock and ETF traders out there. Um,
Yep.
Only uses Rhythmic at the moment, and the reason is what we're trying to do is just showcase the spreadsheet itself. This is a demo version. There's a link below this video, so if you haven't already done so, download the video, download the spreadsheet, try it out for yourself. Get a free 2-week demo account with Rhythmic, and
Yeah.
just test it out and see what you think about it. Let us know your feedback about that.
I'll tell Matthew, if you're a little bit nervous about signing up for Rhythmic, we have no affiliation whatsoever with these guys, but they will not send you any advertising. They're the least, they're pretty much hands off. They don't really handle a lot of retail traders. So they provide services to brokerage firms for data. So that's the other good thing about Rhythmic is it works with multiple brokerage firms around the world. But the one thing is for sure, they're not going to reach out to you and try to sell you anything. They might send you one email if you get lucky. Just getting a hold of them for support is a chore because they pretty much work with brokerage firms directly, and
Yeah.
retail traders are not even on their horizon. They're not like trying to sell you anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, what we're really looking at is the iTrader Pro software, and there are lots of brokerages. If you wanted to use it, you would go through one of these brokerages, wouldn't you?
Yes. Yes.
Again, we're not affiliated with any of those at the current time, but there are plenty. You can find them on the Rhythmic website. You can, if you set up a funded account, you will be able to have a. Usually, you'd be able to get an unlimited demo account to test this out. And if you're already trading futures, other brokerages, I haven't actually looked, but I know that Rhythmic offer some stocks. Is it
Yep.
through Amex or something like that?
They do. Yeah.
Maybe even some ETFs as well. So other brokerage will have different markets available, I expect.
Right, and they keep adding exchanges. So right now they have the CBOE, the CME,
Mm,
the Amex, and there's a couple others that they support worldwide. So they keep adding exchanges. I would say out of CQG, they're probably one of the largest data providers in the world. So they're big. And like I said, it's more for the brokerages than it is for us. But since we can sign up for a demo account, it's a good demo for us to check out. And if
mm.
you do sign up for some of these brokerages offer the data for free. There was one in Florida that I looked at. Can't remember the name of it offhand, but they gave you a free. If you sign up and put money in the account, they hook you up to Rhythmic for free, which is
Yeah, and
nice.
then you would get support through the brokerage.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So
Your
you
support
wouldn't
goes.
have to deal with Rhythmic at all. It's just the iTrader Pro software, which is offered by a number of different brokerages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it looks like we hit our stop loss on that one.
Yeah, we hit a stop loss, so we're just getting a
We're
bit
getting
of
juiced.
volatility. But the previous one actually was a profitable trade, so
We
there we
snuck one in
go.
there, Mark. We got a
There
good
we
one.
go. Tell you what, Ren, we're going to have a strategy 3, and that is going to sell the highs and buy the lows, and it's going to be for this early part of the day on these short time frames, and we'll see what happens. We'll do
I
that
think so.
for a future one of these.
I agree. Next time we're going to try that strategy. Every time we go for the momentum, it chops up.
Yeah, yeah. We'll take the other side of the market, and we'll see how that goes.
Now, you've been working on a lot of different things. One of the things that I really was enjoying recently was the divergence strategy, where you have a divergence. Do you want
Right.
to talk about that at all? Yeah.
Yeah, I released a video actually on my YouTube channel, so have a look for that. Yeah, I looked at divergences, and I looked at the initial suggestion was to look at OBV, on balance volume, for divergences, but I got better results with the RSI, which is another classic way of divergence. If you're not used to divergences, what I'm talking about is where in particular a long divergence, when you get a price making a new low, but the indicator fails to get a new low. So I got some good results on there. I was testing on the 15-minute time frame, so quite different to the 15-second time frame we're demonstrating here today. You're going to get more robust patterns. The higher the time frame, I feel at least you're going to get more robust patterns. You're going to get more follow through, generally speaking, and a bit less noise as well. So on the 15-minute time frame, I got some really good results. I was testing the SPY, and I have not looked at NQ. I think for divergences, I would be looking at either E-mini, S&P E-mini, or the SPY, because it has more of a tendency to reverse, whereas the NQ, which is this strategy, has more of a tendency to trend and show momentum and volatility, like we're seeing today.
Yeah, I think that the S&P 500 is a little less volatile, and it really does follow the divergences more than the NQ. The NQ can just blast through them either direction, but it could be the volume too. Maybe it's just more volume in the S&P 500. I don't know what creates that environment to work so well. But
yeah, I mean, I literally just think, yes, there's more volume, but there's just more constituents doing more random stuff. So there is just more opportunity for things to be moving in different directions. So we get these slightly stuttery patterns with the S&P, whereas the NASDAQ 100 constituents are more correlated with one another and tend to move more strongly in the same direction.
Right, less industries in one. Yeah, so it's yeah, definitely more volatile because of that.
I mean, it's mostly most of the capitalization is tech. It's certainly not only tech, but most of the capitalization is, and it's certainly seen as a risk on type market.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like Bitcoin.
Yeah. Can we get Bitcoin? Have I asked you that before? Can we get Bitcoin on Rhythmic?
So I don't think at the moment. I think the CME is currently supporting Bitcoin. I do believe that.
It is.
No, I didn't see it listed yet when I was trying to put it into the Rhythmic platform. Maybe it is. I'll have to check it with them. But
so we might be able to get it through the CME.
Yeah, the CME they have it listed now. So it's like /BTC, I think is the symbol.
Yeah.
So we'll have to give it a shot here. I'm not sure if I'm paying. I don't think I'm paying for that data right now. I'm just paying for the basic CME. So I don't know if that includes it or not. So we'll have to find out.
Yeah. Okay. So if NQ tends to trend, Bitcoin really tends to trend.
That is
absolute monster trends. So that'd be another one for us to try out one day.
Yeah, that would definitely give us some crazy trades.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Ren, I think we're going to finish off the live stream today.
Thanks
for the questions, Matthew. Anybody else who is live, got any questions? Pop them in the chat. Be happy to answer those. We're going to close the live stream pretty soon. We're going to be looking to hold these every week once again and get some more trades. Hopefully we're going to get some more winning trades at the next one. But the whole purpose of this is to demonstrate the software. We're looking for action. We're looking for demonstrating how you can implement, you can make your strategies into an algorithmic process that are being traded automatically by Excel.
Yep, absolutely.
So when I've finished for the day, all I need to do, so I'm back here looking at the bottom left hand corner. I just press Control D, and that takes my disables the sheet. If I want to, I'm going to re-enable it. I can also press Control S. That will close any positions we have open.
Yes, yeah, that's good to keep in mind, just in case you have one open when you go. So let's take a look at our results tab and see how we did for the day.
Okay, so we've gone down. It's fair to say we have gone down. We got hit by the. Let's zoom in a little bit on that. We have gone down today, but we've taken the trades in accordance with our risk management practices, and sometimes that's what you've just got to do. You've just got to keep it simple. We're only trading on the 15-second time frame, which gives us lots and lots of trades, but it does have times like this when we get chopped up by the volatility. Hopefully next time, Ren, We're either going to have a strategy that takes advantage of volatility, or we're going to get that nice momentum trend.
Let's give it a shot with the mean reversion next time.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right. Thanks very much for that, Ren. Great to have you here, as always.
Take care, Mark.
Yeah, and we'll speak with you soon.
Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.